Hello and welcome back to Naka Diaries. This is going to be one of the last times I can say that. As I mentioned last week, I will be moving, and today I just want to give you a bit of an update on what's going on here, and well, this will also explain why there's been a bit of a break in proper content from me, because it has been kind of a stressful, well, certainly the last month, but the last 2 months or so has been a bit of a stressful period. So I just want to take this chance and explain some of the things to you. As you can see, I'm not at home right now, just taking the chance one of these few days where the weather's nice to go out and explore. Anyway, let's try to say this in a way that doesn't have me just being confused about what's actually going on. So I'm living here for work, of course, but my work is a 1-year contract. This has always been a 1-year contract, and at the end of that contract, well, it's done, right? And that end is coming up soon, at the end of July. But I'm not done with Japan yet, at all. So I don't want to leave, and that means I need to find something else to do. Of course, given the current situation, it does prove a little bit challenging, as you might imagine. There have not been many relevant job ads that I've been able to find, and it's just not been very easy to figure out anything. So in the end, what I decided to do was, if I want to stay here longer, it kind of makes sense to be able to speak the language better than I do. And so I figured, why not try to properly learn the language. I do speak some, of course, but enough for basic conversation, but not really anything more than that. So I figured I would go to a language school. But of course, given that I'm not going to have an income, since as I said, my job is done, my contract is done, it doesn't really make sense for me to live in an expensive place, since I'll be making a dent in my savings anyway. So find a place that's probably not the most expensive place, but also a place that's a bit more convenient, since I will lack some of the conveniences that I have here, like a car, for example. I'm going to not have a car, so I need to be in a place that's not far away from civilization, like I am here. And so the conclusion that I got to was, I'm going to move to a city, but a city that's slightly cheaper than, say, Tokyo, and then try to study Japanese there. And that's what I'm doing. At the end of this month, I will be moving to Fukuoka city, not just the prefecture, like the city itself. So that's a bit of a change from out here in the middle of nowhere. And that's also part of why it has been a bit stressful, and I haven't really been able to do much proper content for the last period of time, because I needed to sort out these things, and there are a lot of things that need to be sorted out, and the current situation doesn't make it easier. So that's what I'm doing. I have sorted out an apartment, and I have made arrangements with a moving company. It's quite expensive because Japan is really, really long. So actually the distance from where I live now to where I'm going to live is 1,800 kilometers. Now, of course, there's a bit of a distance there, so it's quite expensive to move. And also just moving into a place in Japan is really expensive because of the way that renting a place works. First off, of course, it's a bit of a challenge as a foreigner, as many things are in Japan. but also there are just like many expenses to just move into a place. They have this thing called key money, or in Japanese it's reikin, which is, I mean, I think it started as a kind of a gift you give to the landlord to let you live in their place. Started when like housing was an issue to get, and then they just never got rid of it because, hey, it's more money. So it's kind of like a deposit you pay, but it's not a refundable deposit. So it's just like, here's some extra money that you pay in order to be able to rent this place in the first place. So it's a big investment to move into a place. And also, after having lived here for a year, and well, you have probably seen how I live. Certainly sometime back in autumn I did a video or a tour of my house. It's fairly large, so I don't really want to go into something tiny. And having lived here in Aomori Prefecture during the winter, where it's really, really cold, and learned that Japanese houses are not very well insulated, I don't really want to live in an old Japanese house. So it's like, I want something that's new, I want something that's not too small. The price, of course, needs to be good, and the location should be good relative to where I have to go from there, given that I don't have the flexibility of going around in a car. And well, of course, public transport is a thing when I move to a city, but that also costs to have the commute there. So like fulfilling all of these criteria is a bit of a challenge, and spend a long time searching, finding these kinds of things and trying to work it out. I have found a place, and of course you will get to see that place eventually. There is going to be a bit of a transition period, of course, given that I'll have to move all of my things, pack all of my things down and move all of my things into the new place. I'm kind of trying to, I kind of want to go further, but there are rocks all over the place. So I think I'll just stay around here and keep talking. Don't worry, I'll show you around the place later. I just want to get all the boring things out of the way, right? So yeah, where was I? Yeah, I will be moving into the new place, and I will show you around there eventually. There is going to be a bit of a transition period after I move out of my place here until I move into my new place there and get everything set up. Specifically, setting up my computer so I can actually edit something. I'll probably do similar to what I did when I moved to Japan in the first place, which some of you who have been around for that long might remember, where I just uploaded like a brief, very short clip directly from my phone, given that I wouldn't have access to a computer to edit it. So I might do something similar just along the way so that you can see what's going on, and I'll probably try to record some proper footage as well here, depending on what the situation will be like. So yeah, that's kind of what's happening, and that's a big thing. Of course, this also means, as I did mention last week, that Inaka Diaries doesn't really work, because Inaka is the countryside, and that's where I am now, but moving to Fukuoka City is no longer countryside, so I need a name, and still trying to come up with it. I did have a suggestion I did have a suggestion that I should call it Tokai Diaries, which basically just means city diaries. The problem is, of course, because of the dumb way that Japanese is usually romanized, means that if you write it as Tokai, it can be misinterpreted as Tokai, which would be like the region down near central Japan around Mount Fuji, and that would be misleading. So I don't think I'll do that. I'll have to figure out something else. Right, before I go further around here, I do also want to give us another status update on what's been going on, what I've been doing. Finally this week as well, I had my medical checkup. I did mention this a couple weeks back, but of course you don't know that because it was in the video titled "Do Not Watch the Video," and of course, being the not rebellious, the obedient person you are, you did not watch that video. But anyway, in the village, they offer everyone like this annual medical checkup. So I figured just go for the whole thing. I did that this Monday. It was surprisingly efficient. Just go in, go to 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, like they were numbers. So you go to one person, go to another person and get tested. So I had like a chest x-ray, several blood samples, all kinds of measurements and stuff done. And I'll have those results in a month. And also I had my driver's license exchanged for a Japanese driver's license. I used to be driving on an international driver's license, but it's only valid for a year. And before that expires, I have to change it into a Japanese driver's license in order to be able to continue driving in Japan. So I did that. From some countries, it is possible to just change it with paperwork. Denmark is one of those countries. So it was just paperwork, fill out the things, go in there and just wait and wait and wait. And they handle a thing, and I got a Japanese driver's license. From some other countries, you have to go through the entire Japanese driving test, which is apparently really difficult. Like, takes a long time, there's a lot of stuff, and it's just, yeah, it's a mess. So I'm really glad that I didn't have to do that. So that's my current situation. It is currently the rainy season, which you can't see today, because once in a while we do get like one day that's like this, and then we have a week where it's just rain, endless rain. So I figured I would take the chance while I'm out here now, to go to this place. This is Cape Shiria, or it's Shiriasaki, and that is of course Shiriasaki Lighthouse out there. This is probably the most remote corner of Aomori Prefecture, which already is like the most remote corner of Japan. So I'll probably link a map down below so you can see where this is. This is like way far away. There's a bit of a lighthouse up there, and as you might have seen when I started up there are some horses. I'll probably just go around and do a bit of exploring the area. I specifically went away from up there where there are people. There are not many people, but I just want to, talk to you naturally like this. And also, they do ask that you wear a mask when you're up in that area. So, yeah, and I would rather, talk to you without it. So, I'll go and explore a bit further around here. But this was basically the status update of what I wanted to say for now. So, yeah, see you around the place. As you can see, there is actually a bus that goes out here. I looked at the bus stop. There are apparently 3 buses a day. So, yeah, it's not like it's a place that's convenient to access by public transport, but you can probably get a car. Yeah, I'm now up to the area. There's a little souvenir shop and restaurant over there. I think I'll go there later. Whoa, what the focus is just going all over the place here. Probably because it can't see that there's a face to focus on, given that, everything is all masked up. There are the horses. It actually has all the warnings listed in English there. But yeah, this was the sign. Please wear a mask. So that's what I'm doing. Let's go in and see what's going on. Alright, it's the lighthouse. Let's go up and see. I just paid 300 yen, so let's hope it's worth it. Right, at the top. That was I think I was trying to keep a steady pace going up for the video, and that actually kind of exhausted me, also because it's difficult to breathe with the mask on. Horses. Oh man, that's great, that's great. Look at that one. Right, so anyway, as I mentioned, this is one of the, or probably the most remote corner of Aomori Prefecture. It's way out from where there are any actual cities. This is also like the very tip of Japan's main island, Honshu. So out this way we've got the Pacific Ocean, and over this way it's the Tsugaru Strait. And actually, if we go over here, somewhere out in the background, I'm not sure, I should be able to see, like somewhere that bit out there, that's actually Hokkaido over there. If you go to the other end of the peninsula here, like this peninsula is called the Shimokita Peninsula. If you go over to the other end of that is where the town of Oma is, where they are really famous for tuna, and where then there's a ferry that goes over to Hakodate on Hokkaido, and you can find a video a couple months back on my channel about that as well. So I have been to the other end of Shimokita, but never out here. And oh, the weather's so nice today, and it's really nice just getting out up here and being able to see it. The water is so clear as well. It's probably quite cold, given that summer's only just starting now. It's winters are a bit of a thing up here. Anyway, to avoid this becoming a 25-minute video, I should probably stop this bit here. I do want to, before I go to the shop down there and see if that shop there, see what kind of food they have. Right, so I did just go over there and have a little bit of an early lunch, but I couldn't just leave here without having had anything. They had this butadon with like absolutely delicious like slices of roast pork on top of rice. Really nice. I think that's about it for today. I've kind of shown you the area out here, kept you updated on all of the things that are going on, so I'll head off and probably head back towards home in a car that's a different color than it used to be. So the car is a rental car which the company provides for me, and of course that means whenever there's anything that has to be done, the rental car company will just do their thing. So it's like, hey, your car needs its checkup. So okay, fine. So they took it, and oh yeah, by the way, this car that we're giving you as a replacement, just keep that. That'll be your car for the rest of it. It's like, I don't like that it's not blue, but you know, what can you do? It's still free car, isn't it? Anyway, I'll leave it here. Head on back down south, because it's the only direction you can go from here, and see you next time. Swoosh!